In one short life, a young monk crossed the vastness of India on foot. No army followed him. No kingdom financed him. He carried only ideas. Yet tradition remembers him as the monk who walked a civilization back to itself.
Across India, rituals continue each dawn, as though the centuries never broke.
But who gave this scattered spiritual world a language strong enough to endure? The answer begins not in a palace, but beside a river in Kerala. In Kaladi, tradition says a long-awaited child was born to Aryamba. The child would be called Shankara, an ordinary village boy with an extraordinary mind. His exact dates remain disputed. Most scholars place him around the 8th century. Tradition tells us he absorbed the Vedas with astonishing speed while still a child. The stories say senior scholars came to test him and found no ordinary student. Then comes the most beloved turning point in the traditional accounts of his life. On the bank, his mother faced the terror of losing her only son.
The boy asked for permission to renounce the world and become a monk.
To save him, Aryamba gave the permission she had always feared giving. The story says the river released him, and his old life ended there. He exchanged the white cloth of childhood for the ochre cloth of renunciation. He promised his mother he would return when she needed him most. Then he walked north, leaving home to search for a teacher. The child traveler became a young ascetic, moving from teacher to teacher. On the Narmada, tradition says he finally found Govinda Bhagavatpada. Under Govinda, he entered the discipline called Advaita, literally, not two. The self appears separate, as space appears divided by the walls of a pot. Break the boundary, and the space was never two. That is Advaita's claim. He began building his case line by line, commentary by commentary. He interpreted the Upanishads, the Gita, and the Brahma Sutras as one vision. Those arguments remain studied, disputed, and defended more than a millennium later. To test his philosophy, Shankara sought the strongest defenders of ritual tradition. Legend joked that even the parrots at Mandana Misra's gate debated scripture. He had come to challenge Mandana Misra, the age's great champion of sacred action. Tradition remembers their meeting as one of India's greatest philosophical contests. Ubhaya Bharati, Mandana's wife and an eminent scholar, would judge them.
The traditional stakes were severe.
The loser would accept the winner's path. Mandana defended ritual action. Shankara argued that liberation required transformative knowledge. The accounts say the exchange continued through long hours, perhaps through many days. Tradition says the garlands themselves gradually revealed which mind remained composed.
Then Ubhaya Bharati stood, and the contest changed direction. She reminded the monk that defeating her husband did not mean defeating her.
For the first time in the story, Shankara could not answer immediately. She questioned him about desire, intimacy, and the lived knowledge of household life. A lifelong celibate could debate texts, but could he claim knowledge of experience? Later legend says he sought that experience through a mysterious royal episode. After the debate traditions, the larger journey begins, the Digvijaya. It meant conquest of the directions, but his weapons were questions and arguments. The stories remember a monk carrying one philosophical challenge across an entire subcontinent. They crossed forests. Every step demanded patience. They crossed rivers carrying manuscripts more carefully than their own few possessions. In each town, travel ended where inquiry began. The religious world he encountered was not unified. Sects often defended exclusive claims. Tradition associates him with worship that honored 5 forms within one sacred order. Unity did not require sameness. It required a larger frame. Tradition credits him with anchoring monastic seats in the south and west. Other seats looked east toward the sea and north toward the Himalayas. His achievement was not invention from nothing. It was disciplined reorganization. He gave many branches a shared root without cutting the branches away. The decisive insight was institutional. Teachings survive when people are trained to carry them.
With the work established, tradition says he turned north one final time. The accounts lead him toward Kedarnath. Still young, already carrying a lifetime. Below him lay the roads, debates, students, and institutions he would never see mature.
Tradition says his final journey ended in the high Himalayas. The traditional age given is 32. Centuries passed, yet the monastic lineages attributed to him continued teaching.
His sentences are still read word by word, challenged with the seriousness he demanded.
The harmony he helped articulate still shapes how millions understand difference within unity. The mystery was never simply the miracles later tradition gathered around him. It was clarity, endurance, argument, and the wisdom to build beyond one lifetime. One mind, one road, one brief life, and an inheritance that still argues with us.